The pick is in.
The Dallas Cowboys have made a selection in the 2024 NFL Draft. Alongside Locked On College Football host Spencer McLaughlin, I am Tanisha Batiste, and we're joined by Landon McCool of Locked On Cowboys to break down the Cowboys selecting Marshawn Kneeland with the number 56 pick, Cooper Beebe at number 73, and Marist Liufau with the 87th pick. So, Landon, first off, what are the Cowboys getting out of Kneeland at edge?
Yeah, I think they're getting a replacement for DeMarcus Lawrence. I think they've got some depth at the edge. They already had Sam Williams, who was a second round pick a few years ago, but they lost Dante Fowler, they lost Dorrance Armstrong in free agency, and I think that they were looking for not only the heir apparent for someone to play that kind of left base defensive end position, but also a guy that could be part of a rotation right now. And I think that's what you get from a guy who comes in with ready-made NFL strength. He's got some good athleticism, maybe not great, long speed, but some really good short area quickness and some ability to kind of get around quickly. And I think that that's going to get him on the field, at special teams, absolutely. And as part of a rotation as maybe an inside and outside guy on third downs if they want to reduce him inside.
And what do you like about what Cooper Beebe, the guard out of Kansas State, brings for this Cowboys team?
I think he's going to play center, and I think he's going to be the starter for the Cowboys at center. I mean, pretty quickly. I think you see that kind of physicality and his ability to move people off the ball. He has experience playing all across the offensive line. He's a heady player, and those kind of heady players who are strong, like I said, ready-made strength in the NFL. Cowboys like that in their offensive linemen. That's why they've had a lot of success in the history of drafting offensive linemen. They like to get guys that are ready to go. That they don't have to train up to get that kind of strength to move people inside. I think Cooper provides an upgrade from the Biotish, at least in the strength department and the stoutness department. And I really like his game, so I'm excited to see what he does in the future.
And I'm sure getting Liufau at linebacker is a plus for this Cowboys defense as well.
Yeah, that was an interesting pick, and I think honestly, this was a Mike Zimmer pick all the way to me. Like, he is a guy that you're not necessarily getting the kind of traditional run and hit linebacker that's an instinctual guy. I think this is more of a point and shoot type linebacker is what I usually call him. He plays like the Mike, usually with Notre Dame. He's coming downhill. He's taking on guys. He's a really good blitzer, which I think he's going to be doing a lot in a Mike Zimmer defense where he's known for peppering the A gaps and then dropping back into short zones and like kind of fire blitz situations. So I think he can do that as well. He can kind of drop into zones. And he's decent in coverage. So I think he was maybe picked a little bit sooner than a lot of folks had him on their boards, generic boards. But I think when in conjunction with the fact that he's going into a Mike Zimmer defense, I think, it's a hand meets glove sort of situation where he's going to be a really great fit. And I know they really like him and his leadership, and the Cowboys are excited.
For more on the Cowboys, subscribe to Locked On Cowboys on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. And Spencer, I wanted to go back to the guard out of Kansas State, Cooper Beebe. We heard there from Landon that, hey, there might be a shift there for the Cowboys. Do you think that he's a viable option for them at center?
I think he absolutely is. He's one of the more well-rounded interior offensive linemen in this draft. You look at Beebe, Jackson Powers-Johnson out of Oregon certainly falls into this category. Just guys that are really solid, that don't have a lot of areas to improve. It's why the Cowboys feel he's someone who can come in and play right away. And I think he's solid in the run blocking department, but he just excels in pass protection. His fundamentals, picking up blitzes, his technique. I think everything is really there with Beebe to be a high-level guy on the interior for the Cowboys right away. And I see no reason he couldn't slide over and play center. This is a multi-year starter at Kansas State. They've been a good program the last several years, and I think that he's been, at the no pun intended center of what they've done offensively.
For continuing coverage of the 2024 NFL Draft, subscribe to Locked On NFL on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.